Here at Colonial Williamsburg, and I'm going to play you some music. Give you an idea of the harpsichord. Harpsichord, a keyboard instrument. Any musicians?
Not yet.
Not yet. Now is the time. This is the age they need to start. Start them young. But in the 18th century, that's me. In the 18th century, already at the age of 9, young gentlemen, young ladies would have music, dancing, so on and so forth. Very, very important. And I'll play for you a harpsichord. This was a keyboard instrument of the period, and makes it sound by plucking the string. And as such, qualifies as a member of the string family. This looks like a piano to you, but has nothing to do with the piano. This makes it sound, again, by plucking the strings. The piano makes it sound by striking the strings. You ever look inside a piano when it's played? You see the hammer coming up and turning it? Can you think of any other instrument that you have to hit to make it sound?
Organ?
Yeah. So, drum, it's a percussion instrument, piano. This you pluck. Can you think of any other plucked instruments? Harp. That's what this is, a plucked string instrument. So let me give you an idea what it sounds like. Listen to how different this sounds like compared to the piano. Very different, no? You little ones, come here a minute. I want you to look at the keyboard. Come, don't be afraid. Look at how different. Look at how different. You see a piano. These keys are white, right? And these keys are black. Now in this, look, these are black and now these are white. It's the exact opposite of what you would see on a piano today. So this instrument from about 1708, that's what you would have to experience, called a harpsichord. Harpsichord. Can you say harpsichord? Harpsichord. Very good. Very good. You can sit. I wanted you to just see that. But right now, seriously, these young ones need music in their life. You sing, don't you? You like to sing? Oh.
She does.
Oh. Good. Good. Now, seriously, in the 18th century, if you lived here, all of your children would be getting music, and I'm sorry, guys, dancing lessons. You have to dance in the 18th century, and it's very important that you have this. So, from about the age of 8 or 9, you will have lessons. Now, young gentlemen, in the 18th century, you did not go to school, but you would have tutors come to your home to instruct you. And it may be interesting for you to know what you would have to study in the 18th century. Would you believe it? But in the 18th century, you had your lessons 6 days out of 7 for the week. One day off, the Sabbath. 6 days out of 7, you study. And you have to study mathematics, science, history, horseback riding, boxing, fencing, dancing, music, as well as learning to shoot, to be skilled with a gun, as well as learning Latin, Greek, French, and English. Does that sound like a lot of work?
Yeah, what about geography?
Yeah, that would be in there with the history. And remember though, their knowledge of geography was a little bit more restricted than our knowledge of geography. So if you looked at an 18th century map, you would have a similar shape to the country you would see today. But our map is precise detail. We have the benefit of Google Earth. They didn't. Now, young ladies, you're going to have to work quite hard as well. But you will have a different course of study than the gentlemen. Young lady, you will study English, poetry, writing, French, drawing, needlepoint, how to work for needles. You will study music, you will study dancing, and you will also have what we would call today accounting, you know, with mathematics, to be able to keep figures. Because even though these gentlemen are going to be the king of the roost, you ladies will handle the money. And if you have your hands on the money, you know that's a source of importance and power. Nothing's changed in the 21st century either. Quite correct. So, but that gives you an idea of what you're going to do. It's very busy work. And in the 18th century, young ladies and young gentlemen, you will have part of your study is to learn how to react when adults come into the room. Deportment. That is a fancy word for manners and learning to behave. So, as proper young ladies and young gentlemen, you would be skilled in how you would greet your elders, and even when you would see each other on the street, even when you see your friends, you would do something that's very different than you do today. If you meet one of your friends, perhaps you haven't seen them for a long time, in the 21st century, what do? Hello? You shake their hand, right? You give a greeting. Perhaps, you know, you may, if it's a familiar or a friend, you give them a hug. In the 18th century, what you would do is offer what's called a courtesy. All right? Gentlemen, you will learn to what's called make a leg. What does that mean? You see the type of breeches we wear? This is exposed. So, having a well-developed muscle in your leg is something that you would aspire to, because that shows you ride horses, you do boxing, fencing, you're an athletic young man, you dance. So, you would take whichever leg you think has a better muscle. Take a leg, put it out, see my toe pointed? Then watch me. You will take your hands, you will flourish, and you will bow down, sitting backwards, keeping that pointed out. That's all right, sweetheart. Pointing out, making a flourish. It's called making a leg. That's how you would do it. So watch, I'll do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, boys. You have to try. Stand up. Show me how well you can do this. Come on. In the 18th century, this is what we call a mitzvah. So try it, all right? Leg out. Ah, good. You too, sir. Come on, you try. Good boy. Good boy. Very good. Now, ladies, that's too bold for you. Much too bold. You're going to always show modesty in the 18th century. Not a bad thing to show in the 21st. So, what you will do, you will hold your hands in front of you. Reach your foot in first position. That's the dance position with your heels together. And you will sink like so. And come up. And as you sink, look at what I'm doing. Look at my eyes. Watch what happens. I put my eyes downward as a show of respect. So this is called a courtesy. Very simple. Down. Up. You try. Come on, come on.
Come on, come on.
Come on. Ah.